Snatching Fitness. I figured I'd do a little vlog today to kind of test out the new camera, which is nice, and it's got the tripod all set up and I can press record from this thing, which is nifty. I'm kind of sick today, so I'm not going to the gym, but I thought I'd do like a cool little travel essentials vlog on what I've got for Colombia so far, and it doesn't require me leaving the house, so I'm gonna stick with this. So my big thing with going to Colombia is that I won't have access to a gym, and I won't have control over my meals really, because it's a self-catered trip. And it's just not realistic for me to bring and buy food where I'm going. It's not gonna work. So I've got like a few travel essentials to try and help out with some of the eating. To make sure I have something I can eat that I'm not gonna react poorly to, and know that it's safe to eat. I didn't get sick eating really anything in Colombia last time. So maybe like 1 or 2 days, but that happens when you travel anywhere in South America really. But for the most part I was pretty solid. Just to be safe though, I've got some go-to snacks, because I know my stomach's a little different now. It's not quite as robust, I think. So I went to Morrison's yesterday, picked up some goodies. So I've got my favorite flavor of rice cakes, which is salt and vinegar. I don't know why, but I think it kind of reminds me of the crisp flavor. And I'm weird and like to dip these in peanut butter, which is actually amazing. I don't know what it is, the sweet salty combo, but it's great. And then I picked up some toffee popcorn rice cakes, because normally I don't get these because they're like a few extra calories, and I generally don't have that big of a sweet tooth, but lately I have. I figured I'd give these a go. I just tried some chocolate chip ones the other day and they were phenomenal, so I mean, why not give this a go. So yeah, I've never tried these before, but I tried them the other day and they're great, and I generally I'm not gluten free and I don't need to be, but sometimes I just like their stuff. They don't taste like they're full of additives and crap, so I went for I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Narins maybe? Gluten free. They're Astro Bites, so they're shaped like little rockets and aliens, but they're chocolate chip. And they're really tasty, and they come in like 5 individual bags within this bag, and each bag is only 110 calories, which if you just want to grab and go snack and you don't want to worry about weighing it out, this is pretty good. It's all carbs, there's no real protein in this. It's got 1.9 grams, it's not too shabby. Not too much fat either for chocolate, which is good. And they're high in fiber, they're vegetarian, and they're got no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives, so pretty cool. And apparently 40% less sugar than the average children's biscuit. Apparently it is for kids, but you know, that explains the space shape. But I like them, so whatever. Pretend to be 5. I've also been stuck on the Special K biscuit moments, because it tastes like I'm eating a Pop-Tart, but instead of one Pop-Tart being 200 calories, I can eat 2 of these biscuits for 95 calories. So you do the math. I love Pop-Tarts. We're just not going to talk about it. I haven't let myself have one in years, but I love them, and it's bad. I am going to try and find... I really wanted to get some jerky, but I couldn't for the life of me find it at Morrison's, and after like an hour I needed to get out of there because I'm only here for like the week, and I was just going to buy everything in sight, and it was all going to go off by the time I returned, and I don't need that much snacky food, and I could just live off of snacks and ignore real meals, but that's not a good way to do that. But I could definitely be a snack eater rather than just 3, 4, 5 meals a day. They had a nice sale. Apologize for the sniffing as well, because this is very sick. This is what happens when you don't sleep for an entire weekend and just work yourself into the ground. It's not great. So of course, you're not going to go to the gym and make it worse. But yeah, they had 2 for $12 on some. They had a Nivea Sun and Sensitive Protect. So I have really sensitive skin. I actually have an adhesive allergy, so anything sticky and it touches me is just insta hives. And some other products too as well, like certain laundry detergents. So a sensitive skin protection sun cream is great, because if I get a rash or something and then end up getting a sunburn over it, that just sounds like hell. And then I got a Clear Protect transparent body spray, and this also has, I think, some insect repellent built into it, which is great. Where I'm going in the city isn't bad at all for mosquitoes. We don't even have to take anti-malarials, but it's always good to have some insect repellent on just in case. And then where I am going to, since I am going to a field location at some point for 3 days, it's in the north of Colombia, so it's one of the higher risk areas, both like not only malaria but also some of them, like it has a higher crime rate, but we've been approved to go in and we have the proper safety structure in place in case anyone gets bit by a snake, and we're right next to a military base, so we're not anticipating any drug trafficking, human trafficking, any cartels or anything. And thankfully the big group in Colombia, the FOB, has recently disbanded, so Colombia's in a really good place right now for where it has been. I'm not anticipating any violence or criminal issues, but malaria is something that we know is present in the region, so I've got some anti-malarials from Asda. They cost me £13, which is amazing. So you take one for each day that you're in the malaria zone, as well as one before you go, and then you have to follow through with a week after you return. And these can have some gnarly side effects. I've never really reacted poorly to them, but I've taken them twice before for different trips, but I know a few of my friends and like professors on different trips have reacted poorly. So just make sure if you are traveling and you need to get anti-malarials that you get one that's good for you, because certain ones can have really bad side effects if you have mental health issues or any kind of like immunosensitivity, so be careful with those. Give me a nice little pamphlet about it too, which is great. Malaria came up on one of my exam questions as well, so that was helpful. Also got, I'm not skimping on the insect repellent. I know DEET's terrible for the environment, it's terrible for your skin, and it's probably going to give me cancer at some point, but it's the only thing that works. And if I'm going to go to an area that I know has malaria, I'm rubbing myself in DEET, and I'll deal with the consequences later in life if they arise. But this stuff's great. The only thing with this, don't use it if you're wearing synthetic material or if you wear anything with a print, because it'll take the ink right out and it can potentially melt synthetic material. Some of the quick dry stuff's okay, but some of like the poly blends, like the Under Armour stuff, can get a little sticky. So just be careful, you don't want to eat through like a really nice piece of clothing. Got silk sleeping liner, because when it's about, I think it's like 38 degrees centigrade and so like 90 something degrees Fahrenheit and like 90% humidity, you don't want to sleep in a blanket or a sleeping bag. So this is just a little thing you can slip into and sleep in, and that way you feel like you're covered and you are kind of protected from insects and whatnot, but you're not gonna sweat to death or just die of heat. So you want to be mindful. I've also got this nice quick dry mini travel towel that I can bring with me, because I'm gonna sweat through everything and just kind of have to basically just tie this to myself. I've got snake gaiters. These were actually a lot cheaper than I expected them to be. They're not like the really hard plastic kind. They're more of a synthetic like blend, which I have to be careful with the DEET now that I think of it. But they slip around your boots, which I just bought a new pair of boots because all of my outdoor equipment is in the US and it was too expensive to ship it over, so I got the silk liner shipped over, but that was it. So I bought some new hiking boots, and these slip over the ankle portion and then over your trousers, and that way if you have any snake encounter, they generally go for the ankle, the calf region, because it's easiest for them to get to. But that way it prevents their fangs from actually sinking in, and then you can't get any envenomation or any like infections from a bite. So these are great, especially the area we're going. We know there are venomous snakes, and they've seen them before, so better safe than sorry. We've got the proper medevac and anti-venom routine set up just in case, though, because, again, better safe than sorry. This is the... I bought this from Sports Direct. It was on sale. I mean, I say on sale, but it's still Adidas, so it's costs about 20 pounds, but some quick dry long sleeves. You're only allowed to wear long sleeves and trousers in the forest because of insects and chiggers and burrowing insects. So you just want to protect yourself. A lot of the locals don't wear anything and will actually wear flip-flops into the forest. Like when I went to Brazil, our guide walked in with just shorts, a tank top, and flip-flops with his machete, and it was just, we're all decked out in gear, and he had no issues, but of course we were all dressed up to the T. But I'd rather have that than you can get these things called chiggers, and they're flying insects, but they burrow into your skin and then they itch, and the only way you can get them out is by smearing Vaseline over your skin and suffocating them, and then they come to the surface. So that's not pleasant, and I'd rather wear long sleeves and die a little bit than have to deal with suffocating insects on my skin. Doesn't that sound like a delightful trip experience? I've got my 3DS because I'm a little nerd on the inside, and if I'm going to be on a plane for flying to Miami, which I think is about 8 to 10 hours, and then we're staying a night there, and then we're flying to Medellin, which is only 3 hours, but the 10-hour flight, I've got my little Yoshi themed 3DS to keep me busy. I'll probably bring my laptop in my carry-on instead of my luggage, just because I don't trust it in my luggage. I've seen how they handle baggage, and my laptop's very precious. So I can probably do some editing, and I'm definitely gonna film as much as possible. Like, I cannot express to you how much I love this country, and it gets such a bad rep, but everyone there is amazing. The views are fantastic. There's just, the beauty of that country is unparalleled in my opinion. And yes, it's got a dicey past, but they've grown so much in the past few years. The city that I'm traveling to, Medellin, it used to be the murder capital of the world, but now it's a phenomenal tourist location. And it's got some very high-end restaurants, shops, the locals are fantastic, and still some of the nicest people I've ever met. I still am in contact with people that I met there 2 years ago that I haven't seen since, but I'm looking forward to reconnecting with them and seeing them. So it's going to be a really fun trip. I'm going to try and put this in the suitcase and think of what kind of clothes I really need for 2 weeks. Really need to find some bagged meats, like some dried meats to bring with me, because all these snacks are really high carb. But I know the thing I'm going to struggle with the most is getting enough protein in, because the Spanish diet, as much as I love their food, is very carb heavy. So I'm going to need to figure out how to supplement my protein. I was, for a brief second, considering like weighing out and bringing some protein in a bag, and then realized that that would be the dodgiest thing ever to bring through Colombian customs, is just some powdered substance in an unmarked bag, and then I don't really have protein in a container small enough to bring it with me. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. But I'm probably just gonna get some back jerky. I'm gonna go to a different store, Love Morrison's, but I could not find it. So I'm gonna go to a different store, try to get that. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day maybe filming another video on macros. I filmed it and I don't like how it turned out, so I'm gonna refilm it with this camera anyways. Keep saying it'll be up, but it will be up. I just am sick now, and I don't know how well I can talk about. I want it to be educating as well as like easy to understand. This I can kind of ramble through and show you what's going on, because it's not super important, but with something like that I want to make sure it's good and well explained, because it's a very important topic to cover. So I'm slowly drowning, so I think this is going to be the end of the vlog, and I just realized I've lost the remote control, so I can't even end this. Found it! So, I hope you enjoyed this little travel essentials video. It might be a rambling mess, but I'll post it probably just for laughs, and just so you can see that this camera actually is really nice. And I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking to film for this sort of purpose, or is just looking for a nice camera with a good video quality and sound quality. So thumbs up on this camera, and remember to like and subscribe, and thank you all for watching. Hopefully in the next video I'll be less nasally sounding and actually have some more content for you. So again, yeah, thanks guys!